I'm a bit pissed now. Both stream and recording don't know what I'm talking about, but what happened was that I was waiting for the match to start and I decided to get onto YouTube to listen to like a song, and right as it was about to start, match started, and I was like, why? Qu- like how dare you start? How dare you start without telling me, despite the fact that you clearly had a countdown? How dare you? I pressed F. Lonely, lonely, I'm so lonely. I didn't realize until just now that the jacket that I'm wearing looks a lot like the fuck is that character? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's like a certain character, but there's a song that's put to like him dancing to it, and it's really stupid. Lonely, lonely, I'm so lonely, singing in a language that I cannot speak. Lonely, lonely, I'm so lonely, I don't understand the words, so I'll sing in the rhythm. Sure. I've used these before. In fact, I'll even take this. Absolutely not, because the specific one that you're gonna make me use is not even that good. I'll take that, put it on here. Okay, let's just go straight towards the one of the habits that I have that I don't really like that much, but yet I do, is something that you guys see me do a lot, and thing that you're seeing me do now is like I constantly touch my nose with my fingers. Reason why I don't like that is because I do it without thinking. And my hands will go and like touch something that's like that doesn't even smell good, that's not even good, and then I'll go and wash my hands or something like that, but the smell for some time will be there. For example, whenever I go and feed my dogs and I give them the kibble, we have like I either put my hand in there if we don't have like a cup to scoop things out with, or I use the cup. Either way, my hand smells like dog kibble afterwards. And so, as a result, I go and wash my hands. My hands still smell like dog kibble, despite the fact that they are pretty clean. That they be clean. And I'm sorry, but Tommy gun do be better. They do be ba do be do ba better. Also, okay, so there was there was an achievement, so I am gonna be attempting to use painkillers slightly more. Actually, you know what? This one actually carries more, so I'm gonna take that. Like with the with the extension, it will carry more than the other ones with the extension. Okay, backpack immediately. Oh wow, we are getting so much stuff done. Oh yes. Energy drink is good, but okay, let's continue on our way. There's a house down this way. Um shit. Anyway, as I was saying, no matter but then I'll like unconsciously just like do this like with my nose. I don't even know why it started or when it started. But it's a habit that I feel like I need to like be more conscious about, because like then after I've washed my hands thoroughly, even, and then my hands still smell like dog kibble. Like I have to take on a full-on shower somehow. I have to clean my entire body, parts of my body that didn't even touch the dog kibble, which the only part that touched it was my hand. And then only then will I be fully cleansed of this of the smelling of dog kibble. But as a result, then I do this and I just smell dog kibble the entire day. Okay, anything else? I mean, it do be good. Somebody else is here. Because I did hear stuff earlier. Make the barrel slightly longer. I don't know if I already went in here. Reload so it takes more, and so we can carry more. Fun times. Okay. Okay. Not good enough. Okay. Remember to read your Bible, kids. Here's the thing about the Bible is that a lot of people, like a lot of people think that it's really boring, and I want to be completely honest with you guys. I used to think the same thing, but then one day but then I started going to Bible study, and one of the I think it's someone's stuff. But then I started going to Bible study, and one of them was like, and one of the guys there, which is the leader of the group, um, well, I refer to him as the leader of the group. He's usually the guy who like puts everything together. Um, he was like, hey, why don't you download this app? Because I already had a Bible app on my phone, but he was like, try this one. It's a bit better. He's like, try this one. It's a bit better. And I was like, okay. And so I tried it. And I just decided one day, you know what? I'm at work. I'll let me. Why don't I? What's the harm? Why not just listen to like the whole? Why don't I just like sit down and actually listen to the Bible? And so I started listening to the Bible, and like, yes, there are parts that are boring. For example, and while yes, like for example, Leviticus, Numbers, Kings, Chronicles, that stuff, those are just like lists. However, they do have interesting stories in them. They do have interesting stories. And so I'd say listen to them. Like there are a lot of good stories inside the Bible. You got the creation of the world. You got you got an entire like two oh, okay. You got like an entire cities getting burned to the ground and somebody being turned into a pillar of salt. I just realized where I am and how far away. Just run, just run, just run, just run, just run, just run. But you don't. But there are really good ones. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah, the one I was just talking about, where they just get where fire just comes from the heavens and destroys them, and then a woman gets then Lot's wife decides, hey, you know what? I'm gonna completely ignore what God said when He said, "Do not look back," and I'm gonna look back, and she just gets turned into a pillar of salt. There's a story of Exodus where Moses frees the Israelites from where God works through Moses and frees the Israelites from what's called from Egypt, the most powerful nation in the world at the time. Is there a thing around here that might help me? Nope. Okay. Yeah. After that, there's like the entire book of Judges, and there's a guy named Samson who is like one of the strongest guys to ever exist. Like one of the strongest guys to ever exist. Then we fast forward to, and then there's a guy named Gideon who has got to be like the most timid, what I would imagine to be like an extremely timid and anxious person, like the type of person that's like you would be like, okay, like you'll look at it and be like, this guy's gonna lead an entire army. This guy, the guy who's too scared to even, the guy who gets scared of his own shadow. That's the vibe I get from this guy. But then God's like, nah, you're gonna lead the Israelites against like all the against the bad guys. And you know what? Actually, just to add insult to injury for them, you're gonna tell about 95% of them, about 75% of them to go home. You're only gonna be there with like 300 people, and they're gonna have like a whole bunch more people than you, a whole bunch more soldiers than you. You will be outnumbered, but you're still gonna win. And I'm like sitting through this entire story, and I'm just like, well then. And it's just and I just really like it. It's an interesting story. It's an interesting story. Yeah. Then and then we got the book of Ruth, which is a woman who honestly, interesting person to be around. And because basically what she decides to do is that she has like this mother-in-law who is basically just like, you know what, you can leave me, you don't need to be here with me. Yeah, and Ruth is like, nah, I'm gonna stay with you, and ends up like, I better start running. And then, so she stays with her. Then she goes out into the field and starts working in this guy's field. And the guy sees her and he's like, "I like how this one's working. You stay with me." And I think they even get married at some point. I don't remember. She probably gets married to someone else. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure it's this guy. But then, like about a few generations later, we have we have a guy named Samuel. We have a prophet named Samuel who doesn't even know who God is at the time until he goes to this other guy until he's told to be raised by this other guy who's like, okay, I'm the judge here. You're gonna be working for me, and he's like, and young little Samuel at the a very young age is like, okay, and so he starts working for him, and then God calls upon him, and he calls upon him 3 times, and he's like, okay, I think it's the judge calling me. Let me go and talk to him. And this happens about like 3, 4 times where he was like, where God's like, Samuel, and Samuel's like, I think it's the judge calling me. He goes over to the judge, and then the judge is, like the third or fourth time, the judge is like, Oh wait, no, it's God calling him. Hey, Samuel, the next time you hear that voice, say, "Here I am, Lord, your servant is listening." And so I was like, okay. He goes back to sleep, and then God calls on him again, and then he's like, "Here I am, Lord, your servant is listening." And then God's like, "Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. This, and that. You're the judge that you're currently working for. His family is not doing too good. He be okay, but however." He's gonna be roped in with them, and he's like, okay, I'll tell him, and then the judge comes in, and he's like, okay, so what did God tell you? And he's like, and he's like, look, I'm old, I'm not long for this world. You can tell me. He's like, okay, God, fucking shit, that actually scared me. Okay, well, I'll tell you guys in the next, I'll tell you guys in the next video.